going to be centering this morning, and I would ask you, if you're listening, to just gently go within and listen to these words as we center ourselves for our service this morning. Today I am centered in the one mind, and I know that God is blessing me. Spirit is always saying yes to me. As I move throughout this day, I am guided by divine intelligence to live in balance with life. I have spiritual equilibrium. Every cell, muscle, tissue, and organ is filled with the Spirit that indwells me. Wholeness is revealed as my health and my emotions are in balance. I now allow the small I to be guided by the divine I am. Grace pours into my life when I open my heart to the goodness and light of God, especially during a dark time. I don't make grace happen, but I can choose to be open to it. Grace seems to come unbidden, but my receptivity welcomes its presence as an outpouring of love-filled energy and wholeness that I can feel in my heart. This is an interpretation of the 23rd Psalm. Love is my shepherd, I lack for nothing. In its grace, I lay down in the greenest of pastures. In its mercy, I stand in the quietest of waters. My soul is refreshed by its unfailing presence. Its wisdom guides me along the most righteous of its paths. As I walk through life's darkest valleys, I fear nothing. For there is nothing to fear, and everything to experience. My table, set with the bounty of good, welcomes all to an everlasting feast. I am anointed daily with grace and kindness, joy and compassion. Love's unstoppable transmission carries me through this and each and all the days of my life. I am forever in the hands of the Almighty. I am forever a beacon of its love. Let us just contemplate for a couple minutes on these words. I now take dominion over my thoughts, words, and actions. The power of God protects me. Today I hear with renewed understanding of this line from James Dillett Freeman's prayer for protection. In a growing awareness of oneness with my source, I realize that the power of God works through me and as me, rather than simply in me or for me. I embody divine power by choosing words that affirm the truth that I am a spiritual being as I navigate the valleys and peaks of my human experience. By expressing my power, I am claiming dominion over my words and thoughts. I affirm statements of truth while releasing negative thoughts and ideas. I now think and speak with the authority of my Christ presence. Namaste.
Thank you, Kitty. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, there is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is love, there is love. In the stillness of this moment, there is love, there is love. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, there is love, there is peace, there is love, there is peace. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me, 'cause you are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart always. You are my family. You are the face of God. You are my family. You are the face of God.
And I ask that you just sit quietly and close your eyes and allow my words to become your words as I speak in the first person. And with such a grateful heart overflowing with love, I recognize that there is just one power, one presence. It is everywhere. It is in and through and as me. And as I know this is true for me, I know it's true for each and every person listening to my words
right here and right now. And what I know for sure, right here and right now, is a healing is taking place all over our beautiful world. And I embrace, I go within and I know that there is abundance and calm and peace and tranquility. For this is our birthright. I am so very grateful for this internet service, for Facebook Live, for Yvonne photographing it for us, for our singers, for our sound booth, for each and every one of us that showed up here today. I am so very grateful. I now release my word into that absolute perfect law, knowing it's already done. And together we say, and so it is.
That's right. Darn it. I should have brought tissue up with me. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, things are great. I missed you guys. I just want you to know that I'm thinking about you.
We're going to pick it up.
We're all thinking about it. Now I know you're watching. I know you know the words. So you're watching us. Just get up if you want. Come on. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I love this. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yes. I accept things the way they are. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yes. I love wastefully. I love wastefully. I give freely. I give freely. I reap abundantly. I reap abundantly. Yes. I already have everything I need. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yes, my backup girl. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yeah, I accept things the way they are. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Do you feel it? I feel it. I love wastefully. I love wastefully. I give freely. I give freely. I'll give abundantly. Go girl. Oh, I already have everything I need. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yeah. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. We could get this together, right? I accept things the way they are. I accept things the way they are not. Come on. Something wonderful, I feel it's happening to me right now. Come on now. I love wastefully. I love wastefully. I give freely. I give freely. Yes. I reap abundantly. I reap abundantly. Yes, you do. I already have everything I need. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Here we go. All right. I know this in my mind. Yes, I feel it in my body. So it is. Sing it again. So it is. Yeah. So it is. So it is. So it is. So
That's too bad.
Get you some orange juice.
Thank you. Thank you, Patty.
Yes, okay, wonderful.
Thank you. I'm Reverend Cheryl Bell, co-senior minister here along with my sister, Reverend Stacy Hilton. I hope I'm
Yes,
giving
yes,
her.
yes. Oh, can you see me? Yes. Hi, everybody. Yes.
All right,
We love all of you.
this is different,
Yes.
but it's a good thing.
It's good,
It is.
You know,
so good.
Facebook Live, share it with your friends.
Oh, yes.
Thank God we can do this. Yeah.
I know, isn't this awesome? You know, those people that are annoyed by social media are not so annoyed today, I bet. What do you think?
I don't think
What do you
so.
think? So today I just want to give a shout out. Today is Esther, 97th birthday. Shout out to Esther. Tomorrow is BJ's 93rd birthday. Shout out to BJ. Awesome.
They don't look a day over 35.
No, they
No, they do not look their age. I can't prove it to you, but I promise you they do not look their age. And they're not here as much as they would. Esther probably was on her way here, and her daughter had to convince her
I
to
hear
stay
knocking.
home.
That might be her.
I know. We just want you to know that we're glad that we're able to bring our service to you today via this way. And you're all in our prayers. So.
Reverend Cheryl and I can stand closely together because we're roommates, so that's okay. And the rest of us are, 6 feet apart. So we're all good, and we're knowing the health and safety for everybody. So stay safe, stay healthy, social distance, and still connect.
Absolutely.
2 cents.
Thank you. All right, we have some announcements first.
I think we have, yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Thank you, Kitty.
Yes. Okay, announcements. The first announcement I have, I am going to actually read because it came on to me this morning on the internet. And the people stayed home and read the books and listened and rested and exercised and made art and played games and learned new ways of being. And we're still listening and more deeply listening. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows, and people began to think differently. And people healed. And in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when the danger passed, and the people joined together again, they grieved their losses and made new choices and dreamed new dreams and created new ways to live and heal the earth fully as they had been healed. Isn't that a great message?
Yes.
I love that announcement, and that is the first announcement I have. The second one is that the Edinburgh lectures are going to be postponed for now. We'll hear more about that later. The Mind-Body Connection is happening on Saturday class beginning on March 28th. And this is an 8-week class that we're going to be doing on Zoom for everybody that can tune in. Just tune in on Zoom. It's so easy. Reverend Stacy Hilton will be teaching that class. And it's $180. And it is a accredited class, by the way. It's $180 and $135 for seniors, spouses, review students, and high school students. So just call our office this week if you would like to join with this class on next Saturday, the 28th of March. I know that our freezer is full. If you know people that do need food, I'm sure you can stop by if you call ahead of time to the office, and they will let you have food, whatever is available in our freezer. Our spring cleaning, of course, has been canceled for the time being. Might be summer cleaning, but whatever we do, it'll be cleaning at some point. We'll be doing our cleaning before we open for sure. I want to make sure that you know that we are text tithing right now, and you just text GIVE give and to the number 725-502-2505, and then you will receive a link that you can register on that number. And be sure to sign up for our newsletter, which comes out once a week. And you just text positive to 42828 and then follow the instructions. That's text positive to 42828. And for now, that's all the announcements we have today. So I hope you're all having a wonderful rest of your day together, wherever you are.
Yeah. One of the things I'm most proud of about the center is our radical approach to practicing inclusivity. And one of our newest members, Miss Mina Stevens, asked me, could she do something in honor of a Persian holiday? And I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not gonna mess it up. But it's the Persian New Year, which was celebrated yesterday. And so we have a video, it's about 3 minutes, and I know we want to post it on Facebook, so please enjoy it. And I love the fact that we can connect and realize that we're just one. So enjoy.
Hello, Happy New Year. My name is Charmaine O'Farrell, and one of my favorite celebrations is the Nowruz tradition. It is one during the Persian New Year where you reflect on family traditions, self-reflection, hope, and new beginnings. One of the traditions of the Nowruz celebration is the setting of the Hafseen table. Hafseen literally means 7 S's, and there are 7 elements on this table that all begin with the letter S. Each of these elements represent something having to do with rebirth, new beginnings, and hope and optimism, because that's what spring represents as well. One of the elements on the table of the Hafseen is the sabze. The sabze is the sprouted lentils. It is made up of 3 parts: the root, the stem, and the leaves, all representing the past, the present, and the future. Another element is the seed, or the apple. The apple represents health, and as you can see, red apples are the apples that represent health because of its shine and its color. The garlic, or the seed. Now, garlic has a very bitter taste, yet we still eat it because we know it's good for us. And so it reminds us that when there are times that we need to do things that we don't necessarily want to do, we know that we'll benefit from having done so in the future. The wheat germ represents affluence. And the wheat germ is very viscous, and as a result, gives the idea that something will be long-lasting. So it gives us hope that everything that's going well in our lives will be long-lasting. The sumac, or the sumac berries. If you take a closer look, you'll see that it is color of sunrise, and as a result, it means the new day. It also reminds us, however, that sunset also gives us an idea that our time is limited and that we should enjoy each day. The sanjed is the dried fruit of the oleander, and this represents love. But the sanjed is also sweet, giving us the notion that love is sweet and that it's important for us to have a healthy and loving life. The vinegar, although it doesn't have a very nice smell, it represents age and wisdom. And this is no coincidence also, because vinegar is used to preserve things. As our older generations, they preserve the traditions which we celebrate Nowruz today and in the future. As you can see, there are different elements on the table. They don't necessarily begin with the letter S, but they still suggest elements of spring. Take, for example, the flowers. The flowers represent beauty. Another element are the candles. The candles represent enlightenment, because the light gives us hope for a prosperous future. And last but not least is the mirror. The mirror here does not represent vanity. The mirror here represents self-reflection, and it reminds us that we should take a look at all of the elements on the table and see what they represent, and have the checks and balances to make sure that we're living up to those guidelines and principles. So with that, I'd like to wish you a very happy and prosperous New Year. Eid Shema Mubarak.
Good morning, everybody. Chose a couple of songs to sing today by, I call him the Prince of Peace, Mr. George Harrison.
Give me light, give me life, keep me free from birth, give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load, trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. Lord, won't you please, oh, won't you give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth, give me light, give me life, keep me free from birth, give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. I am too trust to heart and soul. Give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth, give me light, give me life, keep me free from birth, give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load, trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
You've done this before. Well, you're a professional. You're a pro.
Don't tell anyone.
I don't know. I'm not used to being on camera like this. I know we do it every week, but I don't have to know about it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, hello everyone. I'm gonna let you know the good news is that they taught us how to deal with this kind of thing in ministerial school. No, they didn't. Just so you know. No, they didn't. That's not true. Again, I'm Reverend Cheryl Bell, co-senior minister here with my sister, Reverend Stacy Hilton, Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living. You know, we continue to celebrate the divine feminine in all of us this month. You know, I'm gonna start out with a quote by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes. I live in the faith that there is a presence and power greater than I am that nurtures and supports me in ways I could not even imagine. I know that this presence is all-knowing and all-powerful and is always right where I am. Always right where I am. What is nurture anyway? Because our talk title today is Nurturing as Strength. Now I spent the week people telling me, oh, that's perfect. You're so that. Yeah. I'm like, okay. What is nurture anyway? It's the act of caring, loving, encouraging, and cheering on, reassuring, inspiring, and ways to describe nurture. That's one of the ways to describe nurturing. You know, one who must encourage and care for the growth of a person and especially for themselves, right? And I think we've all been reminded of that the last couple of weeks. You know, I was off for 2 days. I know our hours are Monday through Thursday, and we're closed on Friday, but guess what? I'm here on Friday and Saturday. And I actually took Friday and Saturday off. I went for walks, I cooked every day. Yeah. And you know, I am my mother's firstborn. So I don't know if that means anything to anyone out there, but it means to me, because there was no more children for 6 years. So I have siblings that I'm 6, 10, and 12 years older than. So I'm kind of their surrogate mother, because for quite a few years my mother would have been considered a single mother after her divorce from my dad. So I feel like I was certainly part of the nurturer in our family. You know, nurturing requires that you look inward and reflect and analyze your own behaviors and emotions, as well as meet the needs of others, even if they're teenagers. You know, and this type of introspection is not tied to gender at all. Sex, social identity, it's not tied to anything such as that. Just like the divine feminine is not tied to just female at all. It's anybody and everybody. I believe that it requires strength, courage, and absolutely power. And if people see me that way, that makes me feel good. That makes me feel good. I've been in positions where I was required to do things what I would consider nurturing. You know, I have no children of my own, but like I said, I'm old. I have my youngest brother, I'm 12 years older than. I have cousins, little cousins that I, for all intent and purposes, helped raise. If I think about it, I took them to school, I made them dinner. I have a niece even that, you know, I've spent the last 3 years, I don't know if I call raising her, but nurturing her in the best way that I know how. And my only example was my own mother. Thank goodness. You know, over the past couple of weeks during this pandemic, you know, we've had to step up our nurturing in ways that are very loving for our community, you know, to ask them to not hug and kiss each other. Oh my God, you know how hard that is?
Yes.
We have to lock the doors today. Even just a few of us that are here, I think it's 2, 4, 7 of us here, we're like reminding ourselves, don't hug her, don't hug each other, don't touch your face. You know, Patty's crying after the prayer. These are things that we've done anyway, but we've stepped it up. I send out cards, we send out thank you notes, we call people. So we've stepped that up, and we've called everyone. We sent our administrative assistant home. She tried to come in every day. She would call and say, I can come in, and we're like, no, you can't, And we love her for that, actually. And we're just attempting to be responsible citizens, you know, under the directive that we're closed to the public, and even though we believe we're an essential business, Reverend Stacy and ourselves, we still keep the business hours here. We ask people to call if they need to come by. We have food in our freezer that we give to people. We gave out toilet paper last week. We gave out paper towels. We gave out bottles of water to people who may have not been able to get those resources. And we're here answering the phones, and we've been getting calls and giving out information contacting our community partners to see if there's anything that we can do for them or with them. And yes, we've been wiping down the center every day. We had our last 2 classes, foundations classes here last week, Stacy on Saturday, myself on Tuesday. We gave them the opportunity to either come and meet in person or online, and we wiped down after that. We both are just attempting to step up our nurturing, so to speak. But it's something that we already do. We're just doing it on double time. You know, we've moved our board meetings to Zoom, video conferencing, our Ministry of Prayer meetings, and any upcoming classes. As Reverend Stacy has a class coming up, it'll be on Zoom technology. And we're asking our practitioners to, send us videos of prayers that we can post on our Facebook page and on our bulletin. And Stacy's been reaching out on Facebook, I know that you've seen some of her Facebook posts. I like the one she asked everyone to just, stop doing and to start being, because that's going to be the most important thing. Just asking people what good thing happened to them today, whatever day she posts. Just make sure that we pray with those that have requested prayer. Not much has changed. It's just kind of been enhanced or has been stepped up. We've been enjoying the support from our greater organization, Centers for Spiritual Living, a lot. And we've been on several conference calls and Zoom meetings with techniques or how-tos and the Cozy Concert Series. Our new favorite, from our favorite New Thought artists, and Amy Bishop, Melissa and Z, and Daniel Naaman, and our very own Patty Powers. Yes, our very own music director, Patty Powers. Yes, our biggest realization, my biggest realization and lesson is to remember to nurture myself. It really has been. And even though I went for a walk a few days, Stacy thinks I didn't walk far enough. Yeah, exactly, right? I know. I thought it was at least a mile. And she said, no. I mean, what else have I been doing? I've been meditating more. I've been reading more, staying in the silence, and just playing with my dogs. They're old men. Frazier, they're both miniature schnauzers. Frazier and Duke. Frazier turned 15 on Monday. Yeah, we didn't get him cake or anything because the dog bakery was closed, but I made them muffins, so that makes up for it. I know, huh? No, I know. They're spoiled. They're just a little spoiled. But on Saturday morning, I usually watch cooking shows, to be honest with you, but there's a show that I like on I don't know if it's NBC or ABC, it doesn't matter. It's on TV. And I usually can't watch it because it's called Lucky Dog. Is it Lucky Dog?
Yes.
And I usually can't watch it because my dogs bark at the dogs on the TV. And they go to the door like the dogs just went to the front door to come into the house. So. But for some reason, Saturday morning, they were knocked out of sleep, so I could actually watch this show. And it doesn't surprise me anymore, but it's always amazing to me that things that show up when you're thinking about what you're going to say and when you're preparing to talk on Sunday morning. So this particular day, I think the gentleman who trains dogs, his name is Brian. I think it's Brian, but I don't know. Don't quote me. Brian McMillan. Brandon McMillan. Thank you. How do you know?
I watch that show.
You watch it too? Okay. Well, they called and they had an abandoned 3-month-old Australian Shepherd mix who was deaf and blind in one eye and rapidly going blind in the other eye. So he went and got the dog, and he didn't start training the dog for like 3 months. So obviously he had a close bond with the dog. And so he trained the dog to be a therapy dog because he's part of an organization called CASA, and some of you will know CASA is a court-appointed special advocates for children who are in the foster care system, removed from their home for whatever reason, abusive home, not being taken care of, whatever the reason. So they a lot of times have to appear in court. So he has trained a few dogs for CASA, and so this man has trained hundreds of dogs, and to him, I forget what the name of the dog, he named the dog, but he thought she's the sweetest dog he'd ever met. So I thought that was saying a lot, and he thought she would make a good therapy dog. So he trained her by touch. So for her to do it down, he touched her shoulder. For her to, and all the other ways, I don't even remember what they were, but for her to come, the one command that he wanted her to do, she can't see him. he had like a little vibrating collar, and she knew to come to him. So, of course, he tested her out with kids, and she's just perfect. So it had been 9 months, and he had to give her to this lady who works at Casa, and he was crying. I watch the show sometimes, and I've never seen him cry, but think about 9 months with a dog, and you have to give her up. I know Joan knows what that would feel like. I know what that would feel like, and I know a lot of you probably wouldn't know. And I say that, and I bring that up because if you think about a therapy dog, is nurturing also. They nurture that sense of well-being in order to reduce the anxiety and even depression in these kids, or whatever they do. That's their job. And the dogs and every dog cannot do this. I don't think mine could, to be honest with you. They're kind of selfish. Yeah, just saying, and spoiled, as Daisy will tell you. But just the nurturing spirit of the therapy dog is what I thought about. I'm like, oh, so another example of nurturing. Thank you, God. It's a wonderful day. And what I want to remind each and every one of you is during this time of uncertainty, I think it's a time, if you have not picked up your gratitude journal in a little bit, or a few months, a few weeks, or whenever, I think it might be time to pick it up again. Because to remember to stay in authentic gratitude, I think it's going to be a blessing for us all. Now, in his book, 5 Steps to Freedom, Dr. John Waterhouse, who has a co-ministry with his wife Barbara Waterhouse in Asheville, North Carolina, the Science and Mind Center, I would like to read to you what he says about gratitude. And 5 Steps of Freedom is actually about a spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. And this is one of the things I've been reading, because I just finished teaching Foundations for the first time, by the way. Don't tell anyone. The simplest and most effective way I have found to identify the truth in challenging circumstances is to express authentic gratitude. And I believe what he means by authentic gratitude is, you know how you just say thank you automatically to someone or bless you. It just seems like it's automatic, almost mindless. He's saying authentic gratitude, where you take the time to even feel that gratitude before you say thank you, I believe. So he says, when I open my heart widely and trust that my life is a perfect expression of spirit, I cannot help but see myself and the purpose and the meaning of my life more clearly. I always expect my life to unfold according to my dreams and desires. Yet I do not hold those expectations as the final authority of the perfection of spirit. Every circumstance and condition I experience fits perfectly into the tapestry of my life. How this is so is revealed to me through my gratitude. Our gratitude is a powerful way, always allows us to see the value in any situation, no matter how difficult or troubling it may seem. When we experience a crisis in our lives, our immediate reaction will be to want the problem to go away. Several of the calls that we received this week for prayer was to just make it go away. Yet within these circumstances, the deepest meanings and the most profound understanding of life always reveal themselves. Always reveal themselves. So my suggestion, and apparently Dr. John's as well, is to remain in authentic gratitude. And if you've gotten out of the practice of keeping a gratitude journal or just sitting and being grateful, I suggest that you pick it up again. I have the honor of having my mom's gratitude journals. I gave my brother one and my sister one. She actually lived with us for, I think, 3 years, and of course she started coming to the center with us, and I always wondered what she would do as soon as we leave the house, as soon as I leave the house, and that's what she was doing. She would go write her gratitude journal. So I read them every now and then, and it helps me to not miss her so much. She passed. She made a transition in January of 2016, and I miss her every day. There's a power and presence greater than I am that nurtures and supports not only me, but you. And Reverend City told me to breathe. In ways that we cannot imagine. Know that this presence is all-knowing and all-powerful, and is always right where you are. We're in this together. Namaste.
Thank you, Rev.
Thank you, Reverend Cheryl. Thank you, Reverend Stacy. Thank you, Kitty, Kathy, and Yvonne, and Caden and Russell. I love you guys, and I love everybody that has taken the time to be with us today. And here is another, that's a new favorite of mine, by George Harrison.
Isn't it a pity? Isn't it a shame how we break each other's hearts, cause each other pain, how we take each other's love without thinking anymore, forgetting to give back. Isn't it a pity? Some things take so long. How do I explain? When not too many people can see we're all the same. And because of all your tears,
welcome. This is. Hello. All right. This would normally be our time of giving and receiving, and I have my phone because I text and tithe. And if you are a texter, you can just text GIVE, GIVE, to 725-502-2505, and you'll receive a link, and that will tell you what to do next. We receive checks in the mail. We receive donations by PayPal from our website, lasvegascsl.org. And I tell you all those ways to give because, even though our business is church and we are actually closed to the public, we still are in operation and we still want to be a part of our community and support our center and all the folks here that are here today. And we do that by your giving. And as the Dalai Lama says, give generously. We appreciate you and we love you. And I'm just going to say our affirmation that we usually say during our giving and receiving. It's from the love of pure spirit within me that I bless this gift. And I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. And it is evidence of my faith and belief. And it does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And I do know that we do good work in the world. And I'm knowing that it returns to us abundantly. Thank you so much for watching us on Facebook Live and just being part of our community in that way. Thank you so much.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. Yes, I am so blessed.
All right. Well, we could get out a little early, so normally we could all go to brunch, but yes, that's not going to be the case today. Yeah, we can make brunch at home. It's okay. All right. So I'm going to close this out with a prayer, and just want to thank all of you that are here: Patty, Dave, Yvonne, Sound with Caden and Russell, Kitty, Kathy, and Reverend Cheryl. Your message was on point and perfect. So let's just close our eyes together and take a deep breath. I'm breathing all that love in, that it's always here every time I walk in these doors. And I'm just grateful for each and everything that is taking place now, because I know that it is bringing a great and good gift to me. It is a gift in itself, whether we choose to see it or not. And so I'm grateful for each and every person here. I'm grateful for all the people out there that are watching. I'm grateful for life itself. I'm grateful for the ability to slow down and recognize and be conscious of my awareness, of my thoughts, of my beingness, not of my doingness. It is all good and very good. And I'm grateful that I can practice now from a new place, that I can nurture. I can use that divine feminine energy within to just be myself and to just practice love. know that that is a strength in itself. So I'm grateful for all that has transpired here this very morning, all the good that this little pump up, rev up talk gave me, the music, the prayers, the love, the energy gave me so that I can go out into the world and continue that which is my purpose and the purpose of this center and every center on this planet. Create a world that works for all. So thank you, thank you, thank you for this and so much more. I know that each person gets home safely and soundly and has enough water and toilet paper and all that good stuff. And just, we look forward to seeing you here next week. Thank you. And so it is.
So it is.
Can I sing? Yes, there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, loved ones all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Woo! Yes, peace begins with me. Let this be the moment now. I can hear you. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me. Yes! Woo!
Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
I know this in my mind.
I know this in my
I
mind.
feel it in my body.
I feel it in my body.
And so it is. Make a great week.
So it is.
I love you.
Love you more. Oh, I got this feeling inside my home. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. Flying high, no ceiling when we're in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, that good soul in my feet, that hot blood in my body. It drops, can't take my eyes off it, and so phenomenally, my life will be rocking. Stop under the lights when everything goes. Come on, girls, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, where you already know. You should be afraid of me. It's just a magic. Oh, yeah! Woo! I can see what you do. Dance, dance, dance. You creep and move on. You dance, dance, dance. All those things I shouldn't do. You dance, dance, dance. Ain't nobody leaving Susie. Dance, 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 dance. Dance, dance, dance. Come on now. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. All through my city, oh, I lose control. Flying high, no ceiling when I'm in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, that good soul in my feet, that hot blood in my body. When it drops, ooh, I can't take my eyes off it. It's so phenomenally, my life will be rocking. So stop under the lights when everything goes. I know you want to sing. Nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. We got 6 feet. When you move, well, you already know. Try to get just imagine. Just imagine. Woo! Don't feel like you see what you do. Dance, dance, dance. Feel good, creep, good love on you. Dance, dance, dance. feel you.